My name is Rachel Henry. This is a lesson plan for a 9th to 10th grade class. The subject is the change of women during and after World War II. Today's date is July 10th, 2015. My Common Core standard that I've chosen for this lesson is the Common Core State Standard English Language Arts Literacy Reading History 9th and 10th grade Standard 4, which is determining the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in a text, including vocabulary describing political, social, or economic aspects of history, social science. What is my objective for student learning for this lesson? The students will be able to learn about the social expectations brought about by women entering the workforce during World War II by analyzing portrayals of women in wartime propaganda. They will be able to learn to interrogate historical data by uncovering social, political, and economic context in which it was created. They will also identify issues and problems in the past and analyze the interests, values, perspectives, and points of view of those students involved in the situation. I will know that they have learned the material by our discussion and answering written questions. Why have I chosen these objectives? I have chosen these objectives because this is a natural progression of skills and learning based on students' previous learning, and this is also a way to build on previous material that has been learned. This will help the students to further feel comfortable looking at historical information and be able to analyze it. Number 2, student grouping. How will you group the students for instruction? I will start off the lesson with a brief lecture, discuss the vocabulary, and then students will pair up in their table groups to compare a handout that will be passed out. We will then come back together and talk through the propaganda in which they discovered. I will then pass out written questions that they will need to answer with their table groups. Once they have completed the questions, we'll come back together and close out the lesson to see what they've learned, to make sure everybody's on the same page. Why have you chosen this grouping? I have chosen this grouping to be able to assess the students better and watch them work in their groups to see each of them contribute to the discussion. This also allows me to give some immediate feedback when necessary. By starting together in the big group, I can make sure that we understand each separate section. The small groups are to be able to watch the students on a more individual basis. That will be making it a little easier for some students to talk in the discussion. Number 3. Methods, instructional strategies. What teaching method will you use for this lesson? I will briefly lecture and use a compare and contrast list to help the students be able to visualize the differences and similarities in the propaganda and the differences of what the norm was with women. This is number one on the Marzano High Yield Instructional Strategies. Also, through the lecture and going over the handouts and answering the questions, I will show them, walk them through the first one so that they know what I expect. I will do this on both the handout and written questions. In doing this, it's part of the IWU procedures. Why have I chosen this method? These methods have been proven to help students learn and remember information over the material that is presented to them. It also allows me to be able to assess the information as I walk around the room to make sure that they understand and are learning the material. Being able to assess the students allows me to know whether or not I need to change how I'm teaching the lesson.